Welcome guys to a brand new video. My name is Bingaringo2000 and it's your fellow World Tanks Blitz YouTuber here. And I am here today with the IS-2 1945. And I'm going to say this tank is probably one of my favorite tier 7 tanks. Okay? It's it plays the same way as the IS, just it somehow feels like it has more armor, even though the armor profile is the exact same. I'm not kidding. It's it's exactly the same armor profile, but the thing is, it feels like it's stronger. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. In this video, guys, I'm gonna tell you how to use this tank effectively, and I'll give you a small review upon this tank. And I'll follow it up with some Ace Tanker gameplay. And in the end, I will tell you if this tank is worth it, in my own opinion. But yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, please hit that like button and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button also. It's always greatly appreciated. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. And make sure you grab your snacks because this is gonna be one quite of an interesting video. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna do a small show of what I'm running on this tank. I'm running multi-purpose restoration pack, my Adrenaline Rush, and the repair kit. Adrenaline Rush so I can get that nice kick in the reload whenever I need to, and I have the multi-purpose restoration pack and repair kit so that I can heal my crew members and I can repair my tank a lot better. My provisions I stack with the extra combat rations and the condensed milk just to get the extra DPM and extra reload time to reload faster. It helps just a tiny bit, doesn't help much, but it helps a little bit. And I have the improved fuel provision just so then my tank can move a bit faster than usual. My ammunition, I always use armor piercing rounds right off the bat because I don't use the APCR so much as the original armor piercing. High explosives, I just use it when is needed. I don't use it otherwise. And my equipment setup is right there. I don't use the enhanced gun laying device because I don't need it. Supercharge, if you guys can, I would suggest that because then the velocity of the shell when you shoot it doesn't go like flop right in the ground sometimes. But yeah, this is my setup. You guys can copy it, or you guys can do an entirely different setup for yourselves. But that's all on you. But yes, I'm gonna jump right into the gameplay for you guys, and I will tell you exactly how the tank is and how to take it out effectively on the battlefield if you are not considering to get it, and how to play it very, very effectively if you have the tank. Now let's get into that replay. Just a little thing to say in the comment section. I want you guys to rate this tank out of 10. Give me a rating, because then that can tell me, that gives me a little feeling of how much people like this tank. But yeah, more on that at the end of the video. Let's head into this gameplay, guys. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm going to say this. Its armor is a troll. beside the IS, which there's an IS right on my team. It's typically a slight stronger tank than the IS in side scraping wise. You get side scraping the IS too, but the original IS gets hit a lot often than the IS than ever when it side scrapes. When it side scrapes, it tends to not block shots most of the time. It tends to block maybe 35% of the time, or 25, depending on the tanks you're facing. IS-2, when it's facing its own tier in tier 6, then it tends to be very strong. Reload time is typically the same. That was a nice shot. I'm not gonna lie. I took that nice shot. But I left him on 74 hit points. Made me mad. Anyways, the reload time is no difference in between the two other than 0.2 seconds. It's nothing big. It's the same reload, 12 seconds for 400 alpha damage, which is nice. But you see, I deflected that. That was a VK30P, and somehow I deflected that where he could have actually just moved out a little bit more and penetrated me. But yeah. So yeah, mainly if you're in a match like this, you probably should side scrape if you can, because SU is a dangerous tank that can penetrate you, and its derp is highly likely you need to look out for. So it can probably penetrate your armor, but if you side scrape hard enough, then you might be able to bounce it, and his aim will go off. Now let me tell you about tall tanks against this tank. T29 or M6A21, which I'm up against, or A2E1. I'm just gonna call it the M6. It's a tall tank. Those tanks are taller than the IS tanks at tier 7. It has the ability to shoot down onto your engine deck. I suggest you don't do that. If you face hug the M6, they will look down upon your engine deck and they will set you on fire pretty easy. So it's best to keep your distance away from these tall tanks than hugging them. It won't be good. Now, the DPM for the IS-2 is exactly the same as the IS. No difference. It's same thing with the Chinese IS-2. Same DPM and everything. Same alpha. And I think same armor profile. Typically, everything is the same, but somehow this tank makes it feel very OP in its own way. It feels a lot better than the IS itself. Like it's a really weird concept to accept, but it's like the IS-2 is a stronger tank. And I don't know. I played both the tanks yesterday, and the IS somehow feels a little bit off from the IS-2. Just a little bit off. It's like the IS-2 has a way better aiming time than the IS. But it doesn't. The aiming time in between them is just as like 0.1 seconds or 0.2 at the very least. You just now saw the VK trying to shoot me. He did not shoot a single shell into me this entire match. I believe that was a bot, but if he played a little bit more smarter, he would have actually aimed a lot harder. Now, towards the end here, I used this wall as my cover because the T29 did shoot me, and I knew that if he shoots me one more time, I lose the game. So I side scraped the entire time. And T29 is a huge tank, so it can look down upon. But with side scraping like this, it it won't penetrate. Your armor is probably exceeding the, like, nearly the 200 millimeter armor. I'll tell you that. It will exceed to that armor thickness. It's a lot. But yeah, at the end of this game, I came out with a Mastery Ace and Top Gun, and I got the High Caliber Medal for getting 4,900 damage, which is insane. Never actually gotten that much at a tier 7, I think. And I came out with a Pools Medal, got a Pools Medal for destroying 6 players. Could have got 7 if that Yig Panther 4 did not take the kill, 100%. But what can I do? I couldn't do anything about it. But I also came out with a steel wall for, I think it was 2,100 damage I blocked, which is really, really good because I was side scraping most of the time and that VK was actually not aiming very well. Yeah, you could put hashtag nub to that VK30p. But I came up with 2,245 XP with 123,000 credits, which is freaking good. You don't make it that much every day. But I think this is the most I have ever made in a tank. Now, I did have boosters on, so it gave it a little boost, but this is the most I've made in a tank before. I never made this much credits. I did carry my team all the way. Got the SU doing like just 42 damage. But yeah. Anyways, guys, last but not least, is it worth it? I'm going to say, if you have gold stored away, like 7,000 gold, and you're wondering what tank to buy, if you want a Russian tank that's practically well balanced, I should say, in my opinion, it's well balanced, the IS-2 1945, then go for it. Go for this tank. I would suggest that. But if you're like on the edge of a cliff and you're like, I don't know if I should buy it or not, then I suggest you go ask a friend, and if he has the IS-2 1945, you ask him to play it. Ask him that if you can try it out for a few battles yourself on his account. If you can, then good. Play the tank for a bit, and then maybe you'll reconsider and actually buy, because it's the best way of actually trying out a tank before you actually want to buy it on your own account. So it's best to go up to a friend, ask them if they have the tank. If they do, try it out and then make a decision. But yeah, if you use it correctly, you will be a very highly effective player on the battlefield. And you side scrape this thing, it's a monster. It exceeds the 100 millimeter of armor. But yeah, guys, that was the IS-2 1945. It wasn't long because I didn't want to go long in this video, but it was short and sweet. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button, and don't forget to comment down below if you guys like this tank, if you have it, or give me some opinion about this tank. If you think it's too OP when you're up against it, or is it well balanced if you have it, or do they need to nerf it? You know, casual questions for a little discussion within the comment section. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss another video by me. Well, guys, this has been Ringo 2000 signing out. I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.